Which of these 5 chairs catches your eye first? Don't overthink it. Don't judge based on comfort, design, or practicality. Just pause for a moment and let your intuition respond. This isn't a simple personality test. It's an invitation to encounter a part of yourself that you might usually overlook. Carl Jung, the Swiss psychiatrist and founder of analytical psychology, believed that even our smallest choices are expressions of deeper, hidden elements within us. Archetypes, unconscious desires, repressed emotions, and unhealed wounds. Can a chair reveal the architecture of your psyche? Can it hint at your shadows, your need for love, safety, or control? What follows is not just a stylistic analysis of furniture, it's a psychological map. The chair you choose is not just an object, it's a symbol, a mirror, a message from your unconscious. Before we begin, make sure to subscribe to the Mental Dose channel and join our Telegram community, where you'll get early access to new videos and insights on personal and spiritual growth. Now, let's get started. Chair 1. The Observer's Refuge. This chair is subtle and minimal, with soft curves and a natural wood finish. It doesn't seek attention but offers a quiet sense of calm. If this is the one that drew you in, you may have a deep internal need for stillness and order. Jung noted that external simplicity often compensates for inner complexity. This chair represents a search for peace amidst inner noise. It speaks to the archetype of the observer or fugitive, those who seek refuge from emotional chaos. This choice may reflect a past where stillness became your strength. But even serenity has its price: isolation, detachment, and a cautious heart. Choosing this chair may signal not only a need for quiet, but also a hidden desire to be understood without having to explain yourself. The observer is often introspective, drawn to solitude not out of avoidance but because that is where clarity lives. These individuals find truth in nuance and are sensitive to the subtleties of emotional shifts. Yet their depth can sometimes become distance. If this chair spoke to you, perhaps your journey includes learning how to balance your need for peace with the courage to connect, to step out from the quiet edge and into the sometimes messy flow of human relationship. Let's now transition from silence and simplicity to a different form of strength, the one rooted in structure, legacy, and timeless order. Chair 2. The Guardian of Structure. Sturdy, symmetrical, and classically built, this chair draws those who appreciate structure and clarity. If you chose it, you likely find peace in what is reliable and proven. This is not about rigidity, but about inner orientation. Jung described this as the realm of the traditionalist or protector archetype. People who resonate with this archetype often grew up in environments where stability was either present and cherished or absent and deeply missed. This chair symbolizes a grounded worldview, one that trusts in frameworks and principles. But be mindful, when structure becomes armor, it can block the unexpected joys of spontaneity. This preference may suggest an inner commitment to order, not for the sake of control alone, but to create a safe space for meaning to emerge. These are the builders of traditions, the ones who keep things steady when the world shifts. But behind that steadiness may also be an anxiety about unpredictability, a fear of falling apart if the framework cracks. Choosing this chair could be an invitation to examine whether your structure nurtures your spirit or limits it. Let us now leave the realm of tradition and step into the richness of emotional sovereignty and inner authority. Chair 3. The Throne of the Inner King. Luxurious, padded, and dignified, this leather armchair calls out to those longing for a place of importance and inner validation. If this was your choice, you might be seeking more than just comfort. You might be craving recognition, autonomy, and rest. This chair channels the archetype of the king or inner father. It symbolizes leadership, control, and the desire to feel whole and valuable. But as Jung often warned, the need to feel powerful can mask deep emotional wounds. Perhaps you were unseen in the past, and now you seek visibility through strength and success. The challenge here is learning to step off the throne and allow yourself to be loved, not for your role, but for your essence. The king archetype holds space for order, vision, and stability, but also the burden of always being the one in charge. For many, this chair reveals a longing to finally rest, to not always have to be the provider, the strong one, the responsible one. If this is your seat, perhaps your deeper growth lies in letting others care for you, in surrendering the illusion of control without losing the dignity of who you are. Now, from the realm of quiet authority, we transition into the world of vivid expression and fearless individuality. Chair 4. The voice of the inner child. Colorful, bold, and full of personality, this chair refuses to blend in. It captures the imagination and energizes the room. If this is the chair you chose, it's likely that your soul craves expression, freedom, and emotional truth. This is the domain of the divine child archetype, the artist, the dreamer, the one who believes that life should be more than repetition. Those drawn to this chair often had to mute their creativity in environments that valued conformity. Today, that silenced child may be asking to be heard, seen, and celebrated. But remember, expression can also be armor. Sometimes we wear brightness to mask what hurts inside. This choice may also reflect a yearning to reclaim joy in its purest form, a desire to reconnect with the innocence and spontaneity that often get buried beneath adult responsibilities. People drawn to this archetype often feel things intensely and experience the world with a vibrant, soulful lens. But that same sensitivity can also make them feel out of place or misunderstood in a world that prioritizes logic over wonder. Choosing this chair could mean you're not just longing to be seen, but to live fully, unapologetically, and from the heart. Before we go on, if this video is helping you see things more clearly, consider sharing it with someone who needs it. And if you'd like to support this kind of thoughtful content, you can click the thanks button below. Your support truly helps. Now, let's continue. Chair 5. The Fortress of the Warrior. Simple, raw, and resilient, a mix of metal and wood. This chair doesn't offer softness, but it offers strength. Those who choose it often value emotional independence and are fiercely protective of their inner life. Jung would associate this with the warrior or hermit archetype. These individuals have often faced adversity and emerged hardened but capable. This chair doesn't cradle you, it challenges you. But even the strongest walls can become prisons. Ask yourself, does your strength protect you or does it separate you? Are you guarding your peace or are you isolating your pain? This archetype often emerges in those who had to grow up too quickly, whose emotional environment demanded self-sufficiency at an early age. As a result, vulnerability became risky, and self-reliance turned into a virtue and a shield. The warrior learns to endure, to push forward, to stay composed even in the midst of internal storms. But strength can become a script so deeply internalized that the individual forgets how to soften, to lean on others, or to admit the presence of pain. There is often a quiet nobility to those who resonate with this chair. They live by discipline, truth, and endurance, but sometimes the silence they carry conceals a longing to be held, to be understood without judgment, to be accepted not despite their emotional armor but beneath it. Jung reminded us that transformation begins when what we've hidden is brought into the light. If you chose this chair, perhaps your journey is not just about being strong, but learning when it's safe to let that strength rest. Each chair you saw is more than a seat. It's a symbol of something alive within you, a need, a defense, a dream, a story. Jung taught that symbols are how the unconscious speaks, and when we listen deeply, transformation begins. Your choice today was not accidental. It was a whisper from your deeper self. Whether you chose stillness, tradition, authority, creativity, or resilience, you learned something important about who you are and where you are in your personal journey. If something in this video spoke to you, let us know in the comments. Which chair did you choose, and why do you think it called to you? Make sure you're subscribed to Mental Dose for more in-depth, soulful content like this. And if you haven't already, join our Telegram community for early access to future videos and extra insights. Until next time, remember, what you choose tells a story. And the more you understand that story, the more deeply you can live it.